Welcome to the Bandano Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. The New York Liberty general manager spilling the beans, giving us some insight onto why Sandy Brondello was fired. But unfortunately for Sandy, the end results don't matter. Taking the team to 2 WNBA finals in your tenure as head coach, winning one last year in your tenure as head coach, not enough, as the end result doesn't matter. He also addresses Sabrina Ionescu having a god-awful season shooting the three ball. Is she a 1? Is she a 2? But before we get into that, we have announcements for Unrivaled. 2 Fever Girls already named. We have the champion of the inaugural season of Unrivaled. Somebody who's got some Unrivaled bling on her ring finger. Lexie Hull, a member of the Rose FC, I believe that they were called. Teammates with Copper. Teammates with Angel Reese. Lexie Hull is returning to Unrivaled. Clap it up. No? Not clapping. You guys aren't excited? Okay. Fair enough. Next! We have somebody who took their talents all the way to China. Somebody who was lighting up China with her basketball skill. Dropping 30 night in and night out. Showing that she's a scoring machine night in, night out. Dislocated her finger over there in China. She comes back and she still helps lead this Fever team to the playoffs. You guys know who I'm talking about. None other. Money Mitch, put him in a ditch. Kelsey Pistol Mitchell is Unrivaled. Kelsey Pistol Mitchell is Unrivaled. Oh, you guys aren't okay. Yeah, you guys don't care. Yeah. You guys aren't watching Unrivaled. Huh? All right, fine. This is the last piece of Unrivaled I got for you. Aaliyah Boston did Unrivaled last year. One would assume that she's going to be doing Unrivaled this year. That makes 3 Indiana Fever players in Unrivaled. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Are you going to be watching these 3 ladies in Unrivaled? Are you excited for Unrivaled? And do you think Caitlin Clark will be the last domino to fall for Unrivaled? I think, personally, if she's doing any basketball in the offseason, it's going to be the 5-on-5 league owned by LeBron James that has a Formula One type format where they're going to be traveling to different cities. LeBron James, the Saudis, Nike, all 3 of them are pushing their chips to the table. I do foresee a world where Caitlin Clark, LeBron James is her GOAT. If her GOAT says, hey, Caitlin, we need you. If Nike says, hey, Caitlin, we need you. If there's a dump truck of 20 million Saudi, I'm just saying, I wouldn't be surprised. But let me know what you guys think about that. Sandy Brondello. Let me say this before we get into this, because I've seen an argument here, I've seen an argument there. This is how big market cities react. This is how big market organizations react. Is there a bigger market than the New York Yankees? I mean, really. Is there a bigger market in terms of American sports than the New York Yankees? Not a team that's caught a heater for 5 years and now they're evaluated crazy. Not a team that only had one player their entire time as an organization, the Golden State Warriors, and now that the value's up here. No, a tried and true. That's the Yankees. The standard New York Yankees. Shout out to my Yankees. Aaron Boone has been to the World Series one time in his 9-10 years as the head coach of the New York Yankees. And that one time was last season. Other than last season, Aaron Boone has been a disaster. Including last season, Aaron Boone has been a disaster. But guess what? He hasn't been fired. Joe Girardi, he won a World Series with the New York Yankees. He didn't win the World Series the year after. But you know what the Yankees didn't do to him the year after? They didn't fire him. They kept him around. That's a World Series winning manager. They kept him around. What you got for us, Joe? Let's see if you can still turn this ship around. What you got left in the tank? Joe Torre. He's won a few with the New York Yankees. Did they fire him the year after he didn't win? No. Kept him around a little bit. And then you could go, Joe. Then you could go. See, you got nothing? No? Okay, then you could go. But for the New York Liberty, it doesn't matter if you've won a championship. Doesn't matter. Because the end result isn't what's most important. When you were talking about Game 3, you ended it by saying you learned where the league is and where it's going, which obviously has been a theme today. How much of that innovation and looking forward, especially when it comes to the coaching change, was a consideration from last season within the championship season when you were thinking forward? Cobb, the general manager, responds. So, it was very much under consideration last season. So, prior to last season, when they just lost to the finals against a historical Las Vegas Aces team? Okay. During last season, as you guys were making a run, after last season, as you won the championship, and I think as evidenced by that is we won the championship, but it's not about the end result. I've had enough. What's it about then? If it's not about the end result, what's it about? Is it about feelings? You give me a general manager and a coach that bump heads and don't see eye to eye, as long as they're producing on the court, as long as they're producing on the field, sign me right up. It's not about the end result? Okay, what's it about? Is it about feelings? No? Okay. Is it about checking boxes? Checking boxes, checking boxes, checking boxes. And unfortunately, Sandy, you didn't check enough boxes, sweetheart. You didn't meet the quota. Sorry. The bare minimums to be a head coach in this league. You didn't meet it. Nothing to do with your skill level. Nothing to do with that. That moment will always mean the world to me. And I know many people in the city and our fan base, but it was about how we went about it. So, we started to see the league change last season as well, but we felt coming into this year that we really wanted to lean in continuity. Lean into continuity? So we're just, no more continuity? Okay. Continuity can be a catalyst at times, and we felt that would be important, but coming out of this season and really seeing an influx of change on many teams, it made the decision timeline tangible and one that we can be actionable on. Question, of the 4 remaining teams, let's address the changes that these teams have taken. Indiana Fever went old in the offseason. Backfired. Went out, had to get Aaron McDonald, Odyssey Sims, Ariel Powers. Sidney Colson got injured. DeWanna Bonner walked away. Natasha Howard's the only one standing left. Got Sophie Cunningham. Unfortunately, she got injured. The Indiana Fever went old. But now they went young. So technically, they stayed young because all the old players got hurt or left. Okay. Las Vegas Aces stayed pat. Got rid of Kelsey Plum for an older Jewel Lloyd. Interesting. Other than that, stayed pat. We're going to talk about the Nalissa Smith signing? Okay. The Minnesota Lynx traded for Dejanay Carrington, and that's it. Jessica Shepard came back. That's all. What change are we talking about? The Mystics, who have been shit, so they have 2 rookies? What change are we talking about? Seriously. You guys led the change. Leonie Phoebish, 3-and-D. Jonquil Jones, stretch 5. Brianna Stewart, inside, outside. Sabrina Ionescu can pull up from the parking lot. You guys led the change. So what change are we talking about? The Valkyrie bringing in a bunch of European? What change are we really talking about? The new players coming in may be more athletic, but there's not really much change. Let's be honest. There's not much change really going on in this league. If there was, I wouldn't be sitting through 74-65 slugfests calling this enjoyable. I wouldn't be doing that if there was change. Then he gets asked about Sabrina. Sabrina's season is really interesting. Even the last 3 years, right? It's like no matter what backcourt partner she plays with, it kind of says a lot about her usage. Sloot, Betnijah, who's been out all season. John Cole Jones, dealing with injuries all year. Breanna Stewart, in and out of the lineup. Betnijah, Laney Hamilton, out all season. Leo, Phoebish, whoever you want to say, and Tosh. Why do you think that maybe she and the team didn't reap the benefits that she did playing next to Sloot in 2023? Like, I know shooting like an injury but when you look at, and not an indictment on Tosh, but Sabrina ends the year shooting 29% from three. Yikes. I'm just curious what you made of her season, her offensive usage, particularly, and how that informs your decision about who to play around her usage going forward. Cobb responds, yeah, it's an awesome question. I think that it's something that we've always evaluating is what is best backcourt partner for her. And really, how are we planning to use her moving forward? And that's something we have been and are currently discussing in terms of the Tosh pairing. I don't know what that really solved. I don't know that we really solved the off-the-ball production opportunities with Tosh in ways that were conducive to creating success for Sabrina. I don't know that we got her a lot of clean looks this year from three, that she's one of the best shooters in the world with immense gravitational pull. And I just think that there's ways that we can continue to evolve there. In terms of the partner, I mean, that's something we're really looking at. I think there's consideration of, is it time? Is it time for Sabrina to be at the one? If so, what does that partner look like? And so these are all the things that we've been considering and will consider and will continue to consider. And it also will be heavily influenced by whomever assumes the eventual head coaching role. Is Natasha Cloud the best pairing for her? I thought Natasha Cloud was a good pairing for her, to be honest with you. I don't mind that pairing. Someone that can shoot and facilitate. A little bit of a dual threat. But if you, the general manager, doesn't even know where Sabrina Ionescu should be, and then you built a team around a person who you don't know where she best should be, and now we're taking that out on the coach who already won a championship with a roster that you didn't even... Well, that doesn't seem right. That doesn't seem right. But I get it. I get it. Sports is sports. Aaron Boone's been the head coach and has no World Series of the New York Yankees. And he's still here. Sandy Brondello won last season and she got axed. Same city. The Yankees have higher expectations. Sandy Brondello is the one getting axed. Not because of the end result, but because of the boxes, perhaps. Who's going to be the head coach is the question that people are asking. Multiple sources told The Athletic they expect the Liberty to swing big in search to replace Sandy Brondello, likely looking strongly at NBA coaches. Now, one coach is coming to mind, and she's an assistant coach for the Los Angeles Lakers. I know people are reporting about the Nets. Looking at the Nets roster, the Nets coaching staff, but I think Lindsey Harding, someone who's been in the W, someone who's been around NBA basketball, G League, D League, somebody who has been on the same staff as JJ Redick, somebody who spent time around LeBron James and Luka Doncic. I think that is somewhere that the New York Liberty should look at. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I appreciate all of the support. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. We'll see you next time, and as always, take it easy.